This is the FM Gold channel of All India Radio. In the program Money Talk, now we bring you a dialogue on formation of Tax Administration Reforms Commission. The participants are Arvind Prasad, Director General FICCI, and K.A. Badrinath, Editor, Policy Financial Chronicle.
Dr. Prasad, the government has decided to constitute a commission to bring about tax administrative reforms. In the sense, if you recall, sir, post-independence, we had commissions all along to see how taxes should be levied. Say, for example, you started off with the Raja Chellaya Commission, and then you came later to Vijay Kelkar Commission, where you have a lot of reforms that were brought in the levy of taxes as such, both direct taxes, which would affect you and me. The government today seems to have decided that the tax administration is becoming a little bit antique, and you need a rev up in the tax administration as such. And it also thinks that perhaps that's what seems to be the terms of reference, which says that you need to use technology in a big way to bring about a sea change in the way taxes are administered in this country, because many a time human intervention in terms of administering taxes has mostly led to hassles for individual small taxpayers like us. It's also so for companies or exporters, or agriculturists, of course, are mostly tax exempt. So a commission has been set up under the chairmanship of Dr. Parthasarathy Shrom, who is also the advisor to the Finance Minister, Mr. P. Chidambaram, and they have been asked to make recommendations as to how should we go bringing about the tax administrative reforms. In the sense, the kind of personnel, the kind of technology, the kind of people you want to employ there, or the kind of activities they should be taking about, what should be their priorities, and that kind of stuff. What do you think that such a commission should be mandated with, and what should be the immediate to medium term goals that we should have in administering taxes?
You have given the overview of the context. As you know, this commission has been set up as a follow-up to the budget announcement. This was announced in the budget itself. And in fact, from the Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industries and from the business community and all the taxpayers, we have been raising with the government of India that there is a need to look at the entire administrative structure very closely. And there are 2-3 motivations there. Our experience shows that because of this unified tax administration, where the assessing officers, appellate officers are also those who are mandated for the tax revenue collection, we find that many a times their motivation of collecting revenue is more than being judicious about the tax law applications. So that results in a lot of disputes. If you have a dispute about any taxation, you go to Commissioner Appeal, but then he is also the person who has been given the responsibility of collecting certain amount of tax. And therefore, many a times he is not judicious. He tries to meet his obligations or revenue targets, and as a result, the genuine taxpayer suffers. So we have been asking from the government to look into this structure and have a separate structure. The judicial process should be independent from tax revenue collection process. Maybe the same set of officers, but responsibilities should be different, so that we have the real judicious judgment on the view rather than obligation just to collect the tax.
Basically, you think that there are a lot of disputes in terms of what the taxation department raises as a demand, and then what the assessee thinks is the right amount to be paid as tax. And I happened to read one of the CAG reports, Comptroller and Auditor General, who is also the government's auditor. It was submitted to Lok Sabha last week, where I find that there is about 1,95,000 crores is the only direct taxes. That is the corporate tax paid by companies and the individual income tax that you and I pay as individuals, where it is locked up in disputes. Do you think Income tax department has been very unfair, or it seems to be that they have been raising unfair demands on the industry or the individual taxpayers. Why there are so many disputes, and what is the way out?
Actually, the figure you are quoting, I am not aware, but our study which we have submitted to the government and collected the information from different sources of the government shows that in the direct taxation alone, there is a disputed amount of 4,36,000 at different levels. The Commissioner Income Tax, there are 2,52,000 crore of rupees and the dispute. Then Income Tax Appellate Tribunal, you have 1,21,000 crore. Then you have in High Court at 58,000 crore. Then you have in Supreme Court. So there is 4,36,000 crore. And I will also give you another figure that it is not just that the taxpayee keeps on disputing any assessment. In judgments which have been passed by the tribunals, by the High Court, by the Supreme Court, only 10 to 20% cases judgment has been passed in favor of the department. The rest 80% has gone in favor of the tax paying persons or the companies. So that clearly shows the large number of cases filed against them or appeal taken against them are unreasonable and wrong. And why this is happening? There are two motivations to that. That is our assessment. One is of course the entire tax administration process, where every officer finds that, instead of giving any relief, which he believes that is true, because this is the tax law, which in our country, everything is governed by retail law. But nevertheless, he says, why should he get into this problem, how the department will view? So he just passes the order always in favor of the department and let the person go to the appeal and judicial process, let him get the relief from the judicial process. So there is an entire mindset of not taking upon the responsibility. Second is that always the target is fixed very high. You can always see that the tax collection target is never met. In any year it is not met. And this is the motivation of the government of India, that they always pay a very high tax amount and accordingly plan the expenditure, and you never meet the target. Now when you fix the target and the target is sub-targeted right up to the lowest assessing officer, now he has a target to meet. So he is always willing to, even if there is...
You mean to say that whether it is justified or not,
he will put a claim on you. If you don't like, you go through the appeal process. The basic figure I have given to you will at least indicate that. It does not prove anything. And that only shows the government of India has also realized this. And now that you have a globalized economy, your taxation process and also taxation laws and administrations are getting exposed to the scrutiny by the business or economic units or entities who have the experience in different countries, then you realize your whole mechanism is outdated, not suited for the modern economy, not suited for the growing economy, and therefore this announcement in the budget itself, it was made that you will have a tax reform commission which will look into this. And as you rightly said, it is a very widened mandate. It is looking on the tax administration side, looking on the business process side, it is looking on the IT side, it is looking on the taxpayers' motivation and education side, it is looking at the widening the tax. So virtually every aspect is being covered. Those who are not paying tax, they are also being covered because the mandate is to widen the tax base. Those who are paying the tax, they are covered. So there is a mandate to see how the tax compliance takes place. But so it is a very wide mandate.
Also it's a fact that a lot of businesses do cash transactions to evade tax. There are a lot of businesses, even the best of the business companies in this country, always had two kinds of accounting systems, where one, which is accounted, second, which is a cash account, which is never ever covered under the assessments. And there are also best of the business houses today. And there have been reports after reports. Comptroller and Auditor General has pointed to this issue that places where tax evasion or tax manipulation or the intent of the business house or the individual not to pay tax is an issue which is confronting the system.
No, you have always been saying that you have a tax administration which is able to take stern action against those and not mix up even those people who are willing to pay taxes. Because in this system where you are blind to the system, does not make this discrimination between those who are tax compliant and those who are not tax compliant. There is always a motivation to shift from one to the other, because if you have to go through the litigation process in any case, then that gives the encouragement to avoid the tax and let the judicial process takes care of. I have been arguing that the tax administration should be simplified. It should be friendly enough so that people pay taxes, but at the same time transaction cost is minimized. You don't have the litigation cost, because that doesn't serve either the government of India or the company. So the transaction cost should be minimized, the litigation cost should be minimized, and at the same time tax compliance should be high, and the motivation either on the part of the industry, business or individual not to pay tax, or on the part of the department just to meet the target, both should be equally addressed, and we want that the tax administration should be such.
For example, I do accept that genuine taxpayers should not be harassed. Minimum human intervention should be there, and they should not be put through the long, very tortuous way of going through the tribunals, courts, and years together they go around trying to fight out their tax cases. But it's also a fact that there are several companies, several businesses, even if you want to voluntarily comply, many of them wouldn't do that. So the flexibility given to either the industry or individuals or exporters or agriculturists, whoever it may be, the just point that is being contested by the government auditors, the flexibility given to the assessee is being misused or abused. So this needs to be plugged, and henceforth there must be a better way of administering taxes.
There is no case that there is no need for tax administration. There will always be someone who will be trying to avoid the genuine tax payment, and there is always a need for the tax administration to address those issues. So we are never saying that. But the whole issue is that you have to address in a manner that encourages compliances than litigations, that encourages payment rather than avoidance, and those who pay need not go through that tortuous litigation process. That is the whole request from the industry or individual taxpayers.
There is other side of the story is that there are evaders. You have seen high profile cases where you buy up, there are mergers, acquisitions, but wouldn't pay taxes in either of the geographies. No, genuine tax management from a company's side is acceptable. The intent to evade is not acceptable to any government anywhere in the world. For example, there is a big telecom company whose case is very famous, where it has not paid taxes anywhere. So is that what we want, or what is the kind of tax administration that we want?
You mentioned about a telecom company. Let me clarify this point. Whether it should pay the tax or not, that depends what is the tax law there. Because in our country or any system, it is not that I am earning income so I should voluntarily come and give to the government something. It depends on what is your tax laws. So if there is a tax law which requires you to pay tax, you should pay tax. But if your tax law does not require you to pay tax, then you should not pay. And if you want to change that tax law, that he should have been paying, then you change the tax law. But we have been asking that change should be from prospective effect. When the court case came right up to the Supreme Court and it was adjudicated that as per the existing tax law, you are not supposed to pay, then you amend the tax law from retrospective effect. That is not acceptable. This perception that if you are earning money, then you voluntarily go and give that money to the government, that is not the law we are operating in. We are operating in a system which requires to pay you the tax when there is a law to pay you tax. If there is no such law, you should not pay the tax. If you want that, there should be a different law, you amend the law. But don't amend the law from retrospective effect.
The best mandate in terms of three priorities which will think that will make a change in terms of tax administration.
No, I think the mandate is very wide. To my mind, it is a little too much for a commission to meet that. But I think the focus on this tax administration, both in terms of technology and manpower, is a really useful one, and the commission should focus on to make it more simpler administration, both for the collection of the taxes and for the taxpayers.
Thank you, Dr. Prasad.
You were listening to a dialogue on formation of Tax Administration Reforms Commission. The participants were Arvind Prasad, Director General FICCI, and K.A. Badrinath, Editor, Policy Financial Chronicle. It came to you in the program Money Talk, produced and presented by the News Services Division of All India Radio. This program is also available on our website, news on air.nic.in. You may email your opinion about this program at airnsttalks@gmail.com.